Hello, my name is Stacy. Welcome to my channel, Simply Liminal, and I am going to do a New Year read. I wasn't going to do this last year. It was really spontaneous, and then I decided I wasn't going to do it this year either, and so this is also really spontaneous. I'm using the same deck, and I'm going to use the same format I did. It'll be a 6-card reading eventually, but I'm starting with 5 cards. And what we're going to look at is the overall energy of 2024. Where we're at through the year or right now. It might be for you like the the accumulated energy of the year, or it might be one key moment in the year for you. It will be different for all of us. The message will be the same, but how you interpret it will be different because every one of us is an individual, and so things are different. And then I'll look at 4 messages. Just a message from the East, the message from the South, the message from the West, the message from North. And then after we've looked at those messages, we'll pull one more card to look at what 2025 has in store for us. And I don't know about you guys, but I have to tell you, I've already a couple times called next year 2026. Which is really odd. I'm not trying to wish the year away by any means, but it's happened to me more than a dozen times in the last week. Even looking at a driver's license expiring, I'm like, oh gosh, that's due in January. And then I'm like, oh wait, that's January in 2026. I don't have to worry about that. So it's interesting. I don't know if that means this energy is going to feel fast and furious. We'll see. Anyway, so last time we worked with the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron Reed, and that is the deck we're going to use again. I love the idea of spirit animals, and I really am in love with all of Colette's decks. She is fabulous. So here's our deck. They're very pretty. It's like a calming mandala. One of the reasons I wasn't going to do this is, boy, I haven't slept well for the last couple days. Potentially because our son is acting crazy, like teenagers at a frat party. Crazy X-class solar flares can make people tired and cranky. I was really tired this morning. Did not want to get up. Actually slept an extra hour, and so did everybody else in the household, which is unusual. So gonna shuffle one more time. Oh, that one flipped over. Maybe it'll pop back up. I'm not calling it a jumper, but it's interesting. I seen what it was, so I'm curious to see if this card pops back up in our reading. So this is our 2004 energy. This is our message from the East. This is our message from the South. This is our message from the West. And this is our message from the North. Sorry, I paused there for just a minute because I realized I hadn't set up all of my lights and it was shadowy and weird. And so I want to give us the best vantage of looking at these cards. The artwork is beautiful and certainly don't want to miss anything. So I'll give you a little bit of my idea of what the cards say, but I also want to read from the book about each card's message. And as I said, as a collective, which this is intended for, it could mean one thing, but you as an individual might pick out something very different or very special, or you might associate with one direction or season more than another. So take what you will from this reading, as I will. As like I said, it's for the collective, but we're all individuals, and so things will shift a little bit for us. I also just want to say, I set this up in my directions. East is over here, South is here, West is here, North is here, which is why it's set up this way. I know maps are set up the opposite with, West over here and East over here, but this is how I set directions up. I guess it's because I sit in the same direction when I do readings at my house, but let's get on to this and look at what the overall energy of 2024 has been. Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner mind. So porcupine is an interesting animal. Actually, they've come up on my radar a little bit in the last week. Unusually, I haven't seen any, but I've seen people talking about them, and I think that's interesting. Porcupines are a very, it was actually my high school mascot. Porcupines are a very slow-moving animal. They are a rodent. They're pretty harmless. Except for their quills. So they're an animal that doesn't have the greatest defense, But if you corner them or anger them, they can hurt you. They can do a lot of damage. But they're slow moving and pretty peaceful, honestly. And I think they're pretty darn cute. But as I said, I'm inclined to be drawn to them. But this is our overall message or energy about 2024. Again, the message, time for a beginner mind. And the oracle message is, when Porcupine Spirit calls your name, you're being asked to adopt a beginner's mind and approach situations with innocence and curiosity. Life is full of surprises hiding in plain sight. Looking at the world afresh with new eyes can help you find what you've been seeking. So this kind of speaks to me of what's going on right now at the end of 2024. There is a ton of change going on in our world. So much change, it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. In my Yule reading, one of the things that came up from the direction of East was like healing chaos. And that's kind of what I still feel like we're in. So know that what the end of this year, I believe, is telling us is be open-minded, ready to embrace change, let go of some things to make way for new things. Okay, so let's take a look at what our message from the East is. And I just want to mention that East is kind of associated with beginnings, the rising sun, spring, air energy. It's ideas and illumination as well. This doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be what's going to happen to you in the spring, but it is the message that the overall energy of spring is sending to us. So there it is, Peacock Spirit, let it shine. So this is the card that flipped over in the deck, and I shuffled it again, and I didn't know if we'd see it, but we did. And so it wants to be seen. Interestingly enough, East air energy has been making its presence known. That in my Yule reading, if you go back and look at that, or if you did look at that, I started reading the message from the East card before the East card was flipped over. I mean, it was making itself known and taking a stance for itself. So its message wants to be heard. So Peacock Spirit says, let it shine. And of course, we know peacocks are incredibly flashy, and sometimes aggressive birds. The oracle message is, when is the last time you shook a tail feather and shined your light for all to see? Within each of us is a peacock spirit yearning for expression, and you are called to show the world the gorgeous creature that you are, for you are a manifestation of spirit. Come out of the shadows, Peacock says. Show your true colors so others may be inspired to express their own exquisiteness. That's beautiful, isn't it? I apologize. I got a cold from my youngest brother at Christmas. That was his gift to us. Just kidding, Shauna. Anyway, so this kind of fits with this energy telling us to be open. This is telling us, let it shine. Show yourself off. And by showing your own uniqueness off, you're giving people the ability to also feel free to show their own uniqueness and individuality. So that is beautiful. Let us look at our message from South. And before I go to turn the card, I guess, I just want to mention that South is associated with summer, with fire, with passion, the midday sun. It's kind of a childlike energy and very creative. So we have Lion Spirit, which is be generous of spirit. Now, I'm a Leo, so I love to see this card. Every time it turns up, it makes my little Leo heart shine. I'm a Leo sun and Leo moon, so sometimes I'm a lot. So I apologize for all those times that I've been a lot to people in my life. You know me. I'm so sorry about the coughing, everybody. Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit. The message is, a healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. Lion Spirit's appearance is a reminder that you have been given a gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Interesting. I want to read that first message, or that first part again, because it's interesting. It's really interesting wording. A healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. So in this way, you were created to do what you were supposed to do. And this lion energy is coming through for a reason. It's strong. It can be loving and generous and warm, or it can growl at you and paw at you and kind of make your life a little hellish if you're not. Sorry, my cats are playing not quietly, which is interesting because my cats are acting up right now while the cat card, the lion spirit, is, shining for us. So a healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. So you're not taking God's place here by any means, because God is everything. Whatever you want to call God, creator, God, goddess, universe, source, energy, that's up to you. The ultimate everything. You're not taking that place. You've been given that gift, or we've been given that energy to help influence God's plan, is how I see this. So let's take a look at the message from the West. I want to make this kind of quick because I know everybody's busy and we all got lots of things to do, and we have life to live. We have things to do. So West is associated with the setting sun, the fall, harvest, like the far setting of the year, maybe. It's water energy. It's a place of introspection, sometimes associated with the color of black. But watery, intuitive, mystical. That's kind of how I think of the West and water. So let's see what our message is. We have a water animal. That's so funny. Seahorse spirit. Watch and wait. So that's interesting because the overall message here, and I'm not saying this is what is going to happen in the fall. I'm just saying this is what the overall energy of West Water Fall is giving us, is watch and wait. And there's something very beautiful about that. My cats are still like, hey, don't forget the cats, because cats are kind of like that. When they want to be known, they make sure you're aware that they're around. So seahorse spirit, watch and wait. The message is, hovering gracefully, the seahorse observes with the perspective of one who has not engulfed by the drama, remaining at a distance from all turbulence. Seahorse spirits appears at this time to remind you of the need to be neutral and gain perspective. Your message from Seahorse Spirit is, not my circus, not my monkey. Spirit wants you to know that even if you are tempted to jump into the fray and to try to fix things, the best way to serve yourself and others right now is to remain calm and simply watch and see. So there might be, I think this is a beautiful message, and it's one that I really need to listen to myself. Sometimes we want to jump in the fray. Sometimes we want to control everything. We want to fix everything. But we shouldn't. We should let it work itself out. Or we should stay out of the drama. Boy, my small town's got some drama going on right now with the post office. Not just my town, but several towns around. And I'm kind of involved in that a little bit because I've also had issues. But some of the stuff I've seen on social media posts is just like pretty outlandish. I'm just choosing not to comment. I said my piece at the post office, and I'm just going to see how things turn out. It does no good to bash people on the internet. That's not helping your energy. It's certainly not helping the problem, and probably not helping the cause of their energy either. So watch and wait. That is a beautiful, beautiful message for us. So let's see what North has to tell us. Now, North is usually associated with winter, with night, introspection, slow moving, elder energy. It's our ancestors. I call this the stones and the bones. That's what our ancestors are. Wisdom, gratitude, but it is slow moving energy. Like I think of a bison when I think of winter. Maybe that's because that's one of the spirit animals that calls to me. And being from Montana, bison are a part of the culture. Even if there's not one in my front yard or backyard or pasture, it's a part of an overall culture of these plain states, the high plains where I'm at. So let's see what this message is. We have Sandpiper Spirit. I remember specifically that this card came up last year, and I think it was for summer. It's funny how you just remember certain things. Sandpiper Spirit, and it is be playful. And so that's an interesting message from North, because I just kind of talked about how the North is slow moving, grounded, silent, wait and see. But this year, North is like, heck no, I am rocking and I'm going to be playful. Now, I hope that doesn't mean that's going to come to us in the form of things that happen in the planet, you know, like earthquakes, fires, tornadoes, hurricanes, those kind of things. I hope it's not like that. I hope the earth doesn't think that's playful, but that was kind of my initial thought. Even though it's not playful when you're trying to live through that, earth could also just be saying, I'm ready to shake stuff up. You know, our planet is changing. I don't think there's any way to really deny it, call it climate change if you want. I know some people really, really don't like that term. They certainly don't like global warming. Something's going on. Anyway, Sandpiper spirit, be playful. The message is, sandpipers are like cute little clowns poking their beaks into the sand before darting off to chase the waves. The appearance of sandpiper spirit is a sign that now is time to engage in playfulness. Whatever tasks you have before them, perform them with a lightness of being. I actually think that might be the perfect message and the perfect place to start, or to stop. Perform them with a lightness of being. A lot of times the energy of the North is heavy, slow, and grounded. But what we're being told here is to do things that need to be done, but don't feel bogged down by them. Don't dread them. Do them with a lightness of being. Be playful. I love it. I think that's awesome. So I'm going to grab my deck and we are going to look at our 2025. Now I'm going to try to shuffle this a little bit different. Well, I don't want to mess up my spread here, but hopefully you can see the shuffle in the corner. That was my Amazonite flame. I always work with it when I'm doing these card readings. I'll shift it back into the place where it was, but just had to move you just a little bit. And before we bring in this message of 2025, I added something to my reading. I have my Amazonite flame with me. It's important to me for communication. I have my agate star. I work with this always when I'm doing these readings. I have a candle because I think that helps the energy. I'm also a double Leo, so I love that fire. I have my little owl, which was a gift from a friend. Now, you probably don't care about any of this stuff, but I just think it's interesting. But today I said, well, I'm going to do this thing, and I want a bell. I'm going to bring in a bell. And so I have this bell, and I really want to ring this bell over the deck to help bring in this energy that we're working with for 2025 that's coming to us. So let's see. This is what we got. This is where the deck wants to part. So let's see what our message is. I'm going to turn this one just a bit sideways because now we're saying goodbye to this year and we have 2025 here. Canary spirit, sing your own song. Well, with this head cold I have right now, nobody wants me singing anything. But look at that. That canary is wearing a crown and sitting on a flute and just happy as can be. And we've had a lot of stuff here telling us time for beginning mind, let it shine, be generous of spirit, watch and wait, which is probably the only one of these messages that kind of is a hold back a little bit. We have Sandpiper Spirit from the North saying, be playful. And now we have the overall energy of 2025 saying, Canary Spirit, sing your own song. I just think, without even looking at the book, this is telling us, be yourself in 2025. Don't care about what other people think. Don't care what your coworkers might think about some of your beliefs. Don't care what your family, care about them, I guess. But if you feel like they might be judging you, just explain to them some of your feelings or some of the things that you're going through or why you believe what you believe, but let yourself shine. You know what? If you want to wear crazy colors, wear it. If you want to listen to crazy music, listen to it. Sing your own song. I think the best way to look at this coming year, which I think could go pretty potentially quick, is to be yourself and sing your own song. So Canary Spirit says, a Canary Spirit arrives to help you find your authentic voice and express what is in your heart. Free yourself to experience your inner light and let it shine. As Canary Spirit sings to remind you of your inherent joy and to support you as you sing your own song. Now is the time to let the world who you really are. say that again, huh? Now, excuse me. Again, the gift from my brother. I apologize for the coughing. Now is the time to let the world know who you really are. That's what this is about. The message is that you are free to be yourself and express your most cherished desires. The world wants to hear your song. There you go. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Allow yourself to be yourself. You know what? If you want to do it in baby steps to start with, that's fine. Do it at the pace that you want, but let yourself be who you are, who you're meant to be, who you want to be, who your soul is trying to help you be. Your soul knows you best, right? So here is this overall reading, and really I'm pleased with it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not one of those people that complains about the last year, because I think that just that just encourages kind of raw energy, maybe uncomfortable energy to come in. But I will say the year has been challenging. 2024 has been incredibly challenging. At least 9 months of it have been hard. So I am looking forward to what 2025 has in store for us. I almost said 2026 again. It's so crazy. But enjoy the year. Enjoy what's coming. Let yourself be yourself. Be playful. Be generous. Sometimes it's okay to pause and wait. Don't jump into the fray. See how things play out. I hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 2025. I hope you do whatever it is that you wish to on this night and tomorrow. Tomorrow is my grandma's birthday, my mom's birthday, and we used to always celebrate so strongly with her. And so I'll be thinking about her, and I'm really just enjoying a quiet New Year's Eve and a quiet New Year's Day. With family and animals and home, and the weather is kind of crappy here anyways, so it's okay. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. Good luck. Best wishes in the new year. Thank you so much for listening to my reading. Again, my name is Stacy, and thanks for hanging out at Simply Liminal with me.